Right, Julia, this is the first time that South Korea's government is saying not just support personnel, but troops, special forces troops are aiding Russia's fight against Ukraine. And you know, Julia, with so much going on in the world, when we talk about why this story matters, why we should be paying attention to this, it factors into two crucial questions. First of all, will North Korean troop involvement perhaps prolong Russia's invasion of Ukraine? And will North Korean special forces troops perhaps tilt the balance of power in this struggle further towards Moscow's favor? So let's take you through what we know. Again, these details coming just a few hours ago from South Korea's National Intelligence Service. It's saying that it observed not just one, Julia, but 7 Russian ships transporting North Korean special forces troops from North Korean territory into Russian territory, several Russian military bases in the eastern parts of the country, closer to our neighborhood of East Asia. These troops specifically inspected by Kim Jong-un a couple weeks ago. And as you mentioned in the introduction, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky warning the world that he is expecting not just 1,500 special forces troops, but his intelligence is saying up to 10,000 troops potentially prepared to come from North Korea to help Russia in its fight against Ukraine. So what we also want to add here, the intelligence goes further to say that these special forces troops have been given Russian weapons, Russian uniforms, looking a little different than what we see on the screen right here. And also, Julia, Siberian forged ID cards of Siberian residents who apparently, according to the intelligence, look similar to North Koreans in order to try to make an effort to partially conceal North Korea's assistance here. So reacting to that news, we asked a former South Korean Navy commander, Yoo Ji-hoon, to weigh in, and he told us essentially the following, quote, "This subterfuge points to a deliberate effort by both nations to obscure the extent of North Korean involvement in the conflict. Such a move could be seen as an attempt by Moscow to avoid further international scrutiny and sanctions while simultaneously bolstering its depleted manpower and ammunition stockpiles." So the commander is right. Julia, this whole thing, this whole song and dance is happening because Russia has gone through manpower, has gone through ammunition so quickly. What does North Korea have a huge surplus of? Manpower, a military that's 1.2 million people strong, many warehouses filled with artillery, and in a desperate need for cash after its economy has been beset by sanctions from the international community over years because of its nuclear weapons program. So this is a sign that the cooperation is deepening, and we're going to be monitoring for any further signs of North Korean special forces troops on the battlefield. We've seen a few images that have come through social media yet, but of course we have to vigorously, go through those images, look for any signs of digital alterations and make sure that they are genuine. But that is going to be the next sign to see if these troops are actually on the battlefield and when that happens, Julia.
Yeah, and South Korea certainly will continue to watch this. Ukraine is going to clearly continue to watch this very closely, and the Allies too, because 1,500 troops could be the thin end of the wedge.